Okay, so officially we are recording. Gotta get all prissy, looking good. All right.
There ain't no help with this.
You better work on that for tomorrow.
I know.
All right, so first of all, we want to thank everybody again for joining us tonight. We know there's a lot of people who weren't able to make it that are excited to get the recording. We do, as a quick recap for those who are joining us for the first time, this is our short sheet shed session, our short sheet sessions. And it came about, so the four of us, so Jenna, Amy, Shelly, and I got together in leadership conference last year, and we decided to bring our teams together because, you know, the more the merrier, more brains, more, you know, everything. So we're coming together, teaming up to be able to bring all this information and training and resources that we can bring to our teams to help you guys make your business successful. So we promise to keep this around 30 to 45 minutes because we know time is valuable. We understand all that, especially the time frames in which we're working. So we keep it as succinct as possible, but giving you as much information as you need. And then the other thing is we can always go back to us and ask questions. If there's anything we didn't cover and you didn't have a chance to ask a question, please come back to one of us as the leaders and ask. But if you have a question at any point tonight, please don't hesitate to ask it. Like, I don't mind getting interrupted. I think there's a way you can like raise your hand, right, on this? Yeah, like raise your hand, let us know, and that way, like we can know to stop talking and kind of get your question.
Or just chat.
Oh yeah, or the chat too. I always forget to bring that up. Jenna is so good about these things. So use the chat feature as well. That's just good thing. You're the one who reminded us about recording too. All right, so the agenda items for tonight. Tonight is all about the bookings, right? Like no matter what, no matter even if you build your business, let's say you're like Black Jacket, right? Like you get all the way up there, your business still thrives on parties and bookings. So it's not something we can ever get away from. It's not something we ever want to like rest our laurels on. Oh, I have a good customer base. Even if you're running a great VIP group, you still want to have those bookings. We still, again, are only in 2% of homes in America. We want to be in 3%. And the way we do that is by sharing the Norwex mission with as many people as we can. So in talking about that, we are going to talk about, oops, I had the agenda up and now it's gone. We're going to talk about how to get bookings inside of parties, how to get them outside of parties. We're going to talk about party names and themes because we know we can't use the Norwex names in them, but there's some really awesome creative ways we can take care of getting names. We're going to talk about the party app for your hosts, which is going to be an incredible, I can't wait for that myself to hear. And then we're going to share all of the good stuff, like tell me something good and our successes that we've had these past couple of weeks, and then take any questions you have. All right, any questions so far? Or thumbs up, we're good? Okay. All right, so I'm going to start off with talking about bookings inside a party. And I actually have essentially, I'm breaking it down and I'm going to talk about hostess coaching with it. I'm going to talk about how we plant seeds throughout the party and then what those conversations kind of things look like throughout the party as well. So to get started real quick, I will tell you for me, the biggest thing with bookings is host coaching. Actually, the biggest thing about your whole, maybe we actually should do a whole session on hostess coaching, ladies. That actually might be a good idea.
Great idea.
Because hostess coaching is the #1 factor. I know when I was first doing, I did all in-home parties and I would do Facebook parties sporadically. And I did a Facebook party where I literally had zero, no sales, no interaction, posted away, but there was nothing. And it was because I really didn't coach my host at all. She had no idea what to expect. I'll be honest, I really didn't know what to expect. And so at the beginning of COVID, when I knew we're all doing online parties, I really revamped my hostess coaching. And again, we'll do a whole other session about that probably. But the biggest thing with hostess coaching is you need to communicate to your hosts exactly what it is that you want from them. Not only about how to invite guests, how to work the party so that you get great sales, and all of that stuff, but you really want to work with them as like a business partner. So I always look at my hosts as a great business relationship, that we need to work with each other, open communication with each other, and be able to share with each other what our needs and our desires are for the party. And the very first one that I always like to point out with them is that they need to have a booking. I always do a quick video about what the hostess rewards are for that month, and I send it to them, and I break it all down. I say there's 4 different ways that you can earn your free products, and I talk about all that. And I talk about how star 3 and 4 work together, and you need at least 1 booking to pretty much open up that big kahuna of rewards in star number 4. Let's face it, we know that the star number 4 rewards are not as great as they used to be. You know, elephant in the room, we all know that, we're all disappointed. But I got to tell you, we are still by far the best direct sales host rewards program out there, hands down, hands down. So even though it might not be as great as it used to be, it's still pretty darn good. So we want to make sure we emphasize that, always kind of talk about that in an upbeat way with them. And let's face it, they don't really know necessarily. I've had a couple of hosts who know what they were before and they were like griping, whatever, but we need to stay positive because they still get a ton of stuff for just by hosting the party. So when you work in that business relationship with your host and you get them excited about it, they automatically have in the forefront of their mind that they also want to make sure when they're inviting their guests and when they're interacting in the party to also talk about who can book a party, which then leads right into, I'll talk about the booking gifts in a second, but that leads kind of right into the planting of the seeds. Because when you're in the party, you want to make sure that you're always mentioning for people to book a party. Don't think of it as like, oh, I'm going to be a pain in their neck. You know, who really wants to book a party? They're just thinking I'm doing this because I want bookings. They're not thinking that. There's a lot of people who think, oh, I would love to book a party, but they're not going to step up and say, yes, I want to book one. But if they're asked to book one, they will say yes. And just like we talked about last month with offering the business opportunity, you're just offering them a sandwich. You're just offering them to book a party. So when you're in your party, you really want to look for a couple of different things. You want to look for the person who is like really active, like commenting a lot and things like that. Yes, they may be commenting because they want the prize, right? But it's somebody who's pretty active and excited and paying attention to your stuff. So you pay attention to that. I always keep a notebook. Hey, Joe, could you bring me my notebook? I'll show you something real quick. I always keep my notebook of all my guest lists, and I always am writing down notes next to them. So anytime I bring up somebody, if I say, hey, you look like you're really enjoying this party, or if they say, I want a lot of stuff, you know, I say, oh my gosh, your wish list is getting so big. Have you ever considered booking a party? Or why don't we book a party? I can get everything on your wish list and then more. Every time I ask somebody about booking a party, I put a little hashtag next to their name in my sheet. So that way I know, A, that I've asked them. B, if I'm going to ask them again later throughout the party, ladies, this brain is fried. I have no memory anymore whatsoever. So I don't want to ask them like I'm asking them for the first time and then be like, you already asked me that before, right? So I take a look.
Here you are, ma'am.
Thank you, sweetheart.
I was doing the dishes.
I love my husband. So so if I have like 2 hashtags, the second will be like, hey, I know I already asked you about booking a party, but really, I think this is something you'd be really excited about. So having those conversations in the middle of the party are key to building that relationship with your guest. And here's the other thing. They may not even book a party right then and there. They might not book a party off of their friends, but you've already planted that seed. And when you go to do any booking blitzes or you're asking for people later on, there's somebody you're going to want to go back to because they already have that seed planted. So real quick, I'll just kind of show you. I don't even know if you can see much over here. Like if you can see here, like I have all my little hashtags. So I leave it next to their name. I either put party or business opportunity if I've presented the business opportunity. And then I just put hashtags next to them so I know how many times that I've asked them. That way too, when you go back to the business opportunity with your hosts, when you're at closing off the party, let's say they don't have a booking or let's say this person didn't book, you could always say, hey, I had some really great booking conversations with Dorothy. Do you want to follow up with her and see if she wants to have one? And that way it's specific as opposed to saying to your host, hey, anyone want to book a party? Go out there and find someone, right? If you give them a name for them to follow up with, they're more than likely able to do that. So that's the thing. Obviously, just like we talked about with last time, the MOP, you have the MOPtions. We always use the MOP presentation as a way to talk about your MOPtions. I'm happy to sell you a MOP here tonight, or you can host a party. You can earn it for free or even a really reduced rate, or you can join my team and get it for free with a whole bunch of other stuff. My other thing is I always offer a booking gift. I didn't always used to do this, but now I do. And I have a graphic that I created. It's literally the gray Norwex reusable grocery bags with numbers on them. And then I post that and say, hey, whoever wants a booking, you can choose a number and I'll let you know what your prize is. And then I have a graphic created with each of the numbers and then what Norwex gift it is. And once they book a party, I then quickly private message them. So now we already are having that conversation back and forth so that I can build up that relationship when we start host coaching. And then I send them their picture. Hey, this is what you've won. I'm so excited. What date do you want to book? Things like that. So biggest takeaways, host is coaching. Your host is your business partner in getting your bookings. Plant the seeds throughout the party. Have those really important conversations to build those relationships with people to get them to book and take notes, and then offer a booking incentive. Oh, and I don't send the booking gift out until after the party closes, by the way. So it's not like you're sending the booking gift and then they ghost you.
Cancel on you.
Okay. All right, turning it over to Amy. You're up with the outside. I'm muting.
So a couple of things that I wanted to add to what you said, and I did realize I didn't have myself muted. Sorry about that. A couple of things that I wanted to add to that. I think one of the biggest things is mindset. And you guys, I say this every single time, and I think this applies to every single aspect of your business. If you have a good mindset about it, if you have I can figure this out, and I mean, you guys, I am seriously like one of those people I'm like, everything is figure outable. Every bit of it. So you see these people with these astronomical sales, they figured it out. I can too. You know, it's all figure outable. So just keep telling yourself that and then keep going towards that. Whether it's with bookings. I know I heard Vanessa Smith, who's from Tennessee. She was like my very first year at conference, she was the number 10 top seller in the nation. And anyway, she's from this area. And so I got to meet her at conference, and I remember her saying at some point, you know, when she first started, one of her uplines said, "You're a booking queen." And she was kind of like, oh, wow, I guess I kind of am. And so she kind of had this mindset that like, oh, I get bookings easily. And so like, tell yourself these good things, you guys. Tell yourself you can get bookings. Like you can do this. It is like, so just get that in your head. That's first and foremost. Okay, now on to the next part. So a couple of things that I wanted to add about onto what Michelle said. So Belinda Ellsworth, I did a training with her one time, and she teaches that there are the top 3 reasons that people book parties. Number 1, because it's fun. So if you can make your parties fun, people are more likely to book from you. It doesn't mean that you have to be all games and everything's a joke, but like you want it to be fun. You don't want to be boring them to death and, you know, making them go to sleep. 2, they want to help somebody. And if you can help them figure out that it's not just that they're helping their host out, they're not just helping their host out by booking a party. They're actually helping their friends out. They're helping their friends out because their friends are going to then be able to save money, save time, save their health, save the environment by using these products, right? So help them realize who they're helping. And then number 3, for the free products. Now, when I first started, I had that completely backwards. And so I was like all about the free products, wanted to, you know, so that's why I don't really get too upset about the host rewards. You guys, half of my people, they don't even know what they're getting until I tell them at the end. I don't make that one of the biggest booking seeds. That's not what I push. I don't push the free products anymore. I push that it's fun and their friends are going to love it. Okay. So bookings outside. All right. First and foremost, their fortune is in the follow-up. There is a reason that this is the saying. Fortune is in the follow-up, because I can't tell you how many bookings I have gotten from following up with people, and that's it. And so I try to make it so that it's very, my very first follow-up message is simply, thank you. Thank you so much for ordering towards this party. I would love to have you be a part of my VIP group so that you can get sales discounts, further information, okay? So that is on number, so that's my very first one. That's at 2 days. Then at 10 days, I send another one out that just says, hey, or actually it's a little bit longer right now. Just wanted to make sure, see if you got your products. Let me know if you have any questions. On the third follow-up, I send a picture of the care instructions on how we take care of our cloths. And I just say, hey, have you ever, here's how to take care of your cloths. I consider it an investment. Have you ever considered hosting a party? Would you be interested in knowing more about it? Or have you ever thought about hosting your own party? Whatever. And you guys, it's either that one or the very last one that I send that I can't tell you how many people go, I've been thinking about it. Yeah, I kind of think I want to just go ahead and do it. And I always just tell them, I mean, there's nothing to lose, especially with online business. There's nothing to lose. Okay. All right. Another one, keep your Frankie list going. So the friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, kids, parents, kids, friends, parents, and internet acquaintances. Keep a running list of that. And then it evolves. Okay. So, and you can do your own party every 6 months when we introduce new products. So you can just plan on having your own, I mean, I try to have my own a lot more often than that. But you can literally host your own party every 6 months. It's just a new products. You can also do mystery host parties. But another thing that you want to do is you want to let the world know that you're a consultant. You want to let everybody know. You want them to know, whether that's making sure they know that on Facebook, making sure that you give them a card, have little kits in your card where you can just hand it out if somebody asks about it. Also, one of my consultants, Nicole, she started doing these little Try Me kits. And she has a kit, it's just a little bag that she's put together, and she has all these different products that she then gives to people. She lets them try it for a week. She gets it back. She says, you know, there's no need to, you don't have to buy anything unless you just really want to, but I just wanted you to be able to see what it's like. And then she takes it back and, you know, and then they're going to love it. You know, I mean, the people, once they see it and they try it, they're going to love it. And so then she says, instead of doing that, why don't we just book a party? Okay. So that's another great way. Another one is if you live in a neighborhood, take a card, you know, take a business card, maybe even those little bitty samples, take it around, put it on people's doorsteps, or, you know, ring the doorbell and just hand it to them. Say, hey, I'm a consultant. I'm having an open house. Have an open house one night, you know, one particular night, just for your neighbors to come over and get to know you and like to just see the products firsthand. Doesn't have to be anything big. And the last one I wanted to suggest was doing a fundraiser. This was one I've only done a couple, and you have to kind of be careful because you can't really advertise that it's a fundraiser. But you can most definitely give the profits away, and you can figure out how much of that you want to do. Like, it's completely up to you. But I did one for a friend of mine who her son okay. So anyways, I did one for this little boy that he's very close to my family, and they had an amazing party, and I had bookings upon bookings, and I just pretty much gave her all the proceeds and all the host rewards, just, you know, because I wanted her to be able to have that. And they had so many hospital bills and all this kind of stuff. Well, now she is a part of my team. Her mom has joined my team, and I'm like, I just look back and I look at that long list of people who've booked parties, and like so anyways, the way I look at it, it's, you know, it's short-term pain for long-term gain. And you want to help somebody. I mean, it's like you're getting to help somebody, plus it's getting your name out there. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be amazing, but, you know, you're at least getting your name out there and getting to help somebody at the same time. So that's always great. But yeah, that's my booking. That's my booking spiel.
That was awesome. Thank you, Amy. All right, Shelly, are you up with the names?
I'm up.
All right.
Am I on? Okay. All right. So I am going to share with y'all some different party themes and party names and different things like that. And I cannot think of all of them. So anybody that has others that you want to share, put them in the chat. you can share with us here in just a little while. But it's always fun to have a theme to the parties that we're doing. And I'm talking about in-home parties as well as online parties. I know back when I was doing in-home parties, I always had my host choose a theme. And I would always make the invitation for her and send it to her. And, you know, it could be chocolate and chores or coffee and cleaning, different things like that, just to have, you know, something fun to focus on while we were planning for the party and during the party. And it always seems, it's so neat when I'm doing an in-home party more than when I'm doing an online party, but we always like come back to that theme, which is really neat. It just makes it fun, you know, let's just go get some more coffee and we'll learn more about cleaning, you know, it just makes it more fun. So one party that I love for the upcoming few months, October, November, December, this time of year, is a favorite things party. And I actually did one back in January. The host was going to do one in December, but something came up with her family. We had to push it to January, but it was really fun because what we did was I had her give me about 3 or 4 of her favorite Norwex products, and then I chose 3 or 4 of my favorite Norwex products, and we focused on those specific products. I know, you know, a lot of us are doing the Safe Haven 5 and sticking with that for the most part, but this was a really fun party because I was able to branch out a little bit from the Safe Haven 5. And I actually ended up giving away 1 of each of those 8 products that night, which was fun because, you know, we really wanted to do it up, and she had a big group there. And so I did a drawing for all of those 8 products. And then we had tons of people. She ended up with like an $850 party because we ended up, people wanted to buy those products too because we focused so much on them. So that was a really neat party. Another party that I love, a theme, is having a couples party where, you know, the spouses come and, you know, you talk about man things, you talk about, you know, like the skincare line or whatever for women, but you also talk about how those, how men and women can use our microfiber, and the guys just go crazy, you know, when they see the chicken demo and all that kind of stuff. So it's really fun, and it adds, it really adds kind of a sense of, I'm going to prove myself to these men because, you know, so many men are skeptical. I feel like I've picked that up a lot when I'm sharing Norwex with men. But you know, it just made it a lot more fun. So couples parties are really neat. I actually have one of those coming up next month, with a bunch of couples from our church. So I'm excited about that. Another great thing, a great theme, is a men's party. And I actually have a consultant on my team right now, who is planning. Her husband wanted to host his own party and have his buddies over. And so in 3 weeks, she's going to be hosting a men's party. And so we've been coming up with ideas of, you know, all the things that she can do. And she's actually going to focus on fishing, boating, motorcycles and cars kind of together, barbecuing, and then shaving. And she's actually going to shave her husband's face during the party using the body cloth and a razor. And I thought that was really neat. So anyway, having just a men's party is really fun. I guess most of us don't think about having our husbands book a party and invite all their guy friends over, but I think that would be really neat. Another great party, and kind of goes back to what Amy was talking about book your own party when new products come out, is a new product spotlight party. And a lot of consultants call that the unpack the box or something like that, right? Where you get your new products in and you go live and just tell everybody, hey, we're having a live new product spotlight party over the next, you know, whatever, couple of days. And you go live when your box comes in and open it up and talk about all your new products that you got. I actually am awaiting that this week. I don't know if you guys have gotten all your new products yet from October, but I'm super excited. Mine's supposed to be here tomorrow or Thursday, I think, or tomorrow, or what is today, Monday? I'm so lost on what day it is. So that's a really neat idea. And then another party idea that I really like, and especially this time of year, is a spa party. Because, you know, we're all getting back into the swing of everything, and school is crazy, and then the holidays are coming, and kind of like a pamper yourself party. So you take the Norwex skincare line and the body polish and the shampoo and conditioner and lotion and all of that stuff, and just kind of have and the hand soap, and just kind of have like a little pampering spa party. And especially now with the new plush bath towel and body cloth and things like that, you know, I just think that would be such a fun thing to do this time of year. And, you know, women can start making their Christmas wish lists, and then you can have the little list that you, and with her husband's phone number, and, you know, you say, hey, this is what your wife would like for Christmas, or this is what your girlfriend wants for Christmas, and really help him out. So those are just some ideas that I wanted to share with you guys. I know there is a plethora out there, but I do not want to take up 80 minutes tonight talking about all the different party ideas. But there's tons of ideas. There's tons of themes. Please go on your big team pages and search for party themes. And I'm sure, you know, there's many of you that know other ideas that we could all share here together too. So, yay.
Thank you, Shelly. That was awesome. All right, and I know, Jenna, I'm not gonna lie, I'm waiting for this one. I need to know more about the host app, that party app. All I know is I give it to them and say, after the inviting, I don't even let them do any inviting with it. I'm like, all right, here's where you can figure out your totals and everything. So download it and don't ask me any questions. So I'm excited for this one.
Well, that's pretty much what I've done as well. But I back when it first came out, I did have people use it to invite, but lately it just got to the point where it wasn't working all the time real well, but it seems to be doing some better now. But anyway, I did, if you can share your screen with me, I did put some stuff together. Let's see.
You couldn't hear me say that. I think I make you the host and then you share your screen. So you are now officially the host. Go ahead. Jenna's always the one who's got like the graphics, all the good stuff.
I'm sorry. That's the teacher in me.
Yeah, it's a good thing. I'm going to mute myself.
All right. Can you see what can you see this? Okay. All right. So just so you know, this is the party app is not the shopping app. Okay. So for those of you who might be new, it's a different app. It looks like this right here, this little green background with the house and the people in it. You can go to the App Store and download it. Once you open it up, it's going to look like this. You get to choose if you're the host or the consultant. And so I only have the consultant part, but I got one of my former hosts to send me some information so that I could show you what they saw. If you're in your back office and go to your open parties, the view all, and then go to your host and look for the blue phone right here. Okay. If it's blue, you are good to go. Let me show you. The blue means that the host has not created an account yet. You click on it and they are sent, the host is sent an email invitation that has a username and a password in it. And so you don't have to provide them with that. They don't have to come up with their own. It is provided by Norwex. If there's a black phone there, either you are the consultant or an account has, the host is not the consultant and has created an account already. If there's a gray phone there, there's a problem with the email. And that has happened to me several times. Like the email was not put in correctly. So just touch base with the host and let them know, I need your correct email, and you can update it in the back office.
Can I ask a quick question? If it's the black phone, can you click on it again and resend the email, or do you have to
Yes,
do
you
something
can.
else? Okay.
You can just click on it again. So this is what a host sees, and it is very helpful. She can invite from this. You can see on the right-hand side over here, there's a place for guests. And so she can click on that and she can invite through there. Like I said, I normally don't even give this to them until after they've invited somebody. And so just to help them keep up with their sales so that you're not having to touch base with them, every night and give them an update or whatever. It's just really handy for that. So you can see on the right-hand side, every time she has an order, it'll show you the amount. It will also give you the party summary, and it will tell you her buying guest, if there were bookings, and what rewards that she got. So that is helpful right there. Also, let me see. I'm sorry. My little Zoom thing is in the way. Okay, now then. And then also it'll tell her what her rewards look like, how much she has earned so far. And if we could click on this earn more, it will give her knowledge of what she needs to do to get to the next level. Okay, so if she has X number of dollars and she needs to get to 550, it'll tell you, what she needs to get. And it will also have the host rewards for the month. So that's handy to have right there as well.
I had no idea about that, by the way.
Oh, well, good.
That part was even there.
Yay. All right, let me see. I'm going to show you one more thing. I just made a quick little video of what it looks like from our end. And see, this is what she had earned. But if you log in as the consultant on the Party app, then it's going to give you tips on there and remind you, this is what you need to be doing on your first contact, your second contact, and then on your third contact. So that's just kind of handy right there as well. But it has really been a game changer as far as not having to touch base with the host every night or whatever to give her an update. That's been really nice. That's about it.
That's fantastic. Thank you. And I'm not going to lie.
I was just going to say, I'm going to second that, because I know, I have had hosts in the past that, you have hosts that you don't ever hear from again. They just kind of whatever, they don't care. But then you have hosts that want, they want to play by play
Every hour.
And the ones that want to play by play, I'm oh my goodness, especially when I was working too, it was I never will forget. I had one lady that asked me about it, and she asked me about it. She sent me a message at 9 something. She sent me the second message at 10 something. And then by it was by noon, she sent one that said hello. And I was like, oh my goodness, I'm at work. I've been seeing patients. I can't and so then it's been a game changer for that, because I can do that. And then that puts that in there. They have access to it. Whenever they want that information, they've got it.
Yes.
I agree. That has been the best thing. And I'm actually glad to know that other people don't use the invite thing either, because I heard it was like there's some kinks in it and stuff like that. And I like the way when we do our coaching, how we ask them to invite so much better. So I'm glad to know that it's nice to know that I'm not the only one that's not using that feature, but it is fantastic for the other stuff. Yeah. Even I had no idea about the earned more. I'm very excited to kind of point that out to people now.
I don't know how to get this back over to you as being host.
I don't know. Oh no, it does matter for the recording piece. If you click on my name, there should be like 3 dots next to it.
Okay.
And then it should say make host. But the other thing with the consultant app that I do like is it actually gives you how many buying guests they have versus you having to count them in the back office. Anybody else irritated by that? Okay, I'm the only one. All right. Like if you want to see how many buying guests they have when you go into like you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. You know, you can, like, if you click on your back office, the front page will tell you exactly how many.
On the dashboard though?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if you have parties that are beyond that first groupings, you won't be able to know that. So that's what
See,
I'm
I always
talking-
clear them out. I clear them out
I
and then
should clear
it moves forward. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can click on view all, and then there's a little, it looks like a present
Yeah.
with one of the things. Click on that and it tells you everything.
Oh, hallelujah. I love these trainings. All right. Very good. But the party app does that too. Okay. The party app is the number. All right. All right. So before we get into tell us something good, and I know we're coming up around 9:44, so I definitely don't want to skip the tell us something good, but I do want to open up. Do you have any questions or anything for us? You guys take yourself off of mute. This is the time to ask the questions. Let us know.
Bueller.
We call this the awkward moment of the meeting.
And you know that you know at least one person is sitting there going, because this would have been me like pre this. I'd have been like, I want to ask, but I'm afraid to. Nope, I'm good. I'll ask later. Oh, nope.
Yeah, whoever's doing that right now,
Just do it.
select the unmute button. Maybe we should unmute everybody.
I got one.
All right, go.
So I signed up underneath Ann Ebronowski. And I'm actually hosting a Facebook party right now because my friend doesn't want to do an in-house party because of COVID, which is fine. So I went in, actually in the beginning of the chat when you guys were saying, you know, how you host these parties and there's not enough people in there. And then you feel like you're just wasting your time. You conference with the host, you tell them the host rewards, you try to get them to invite as many people as you can. Well, in her Facebook party, there are 7 members. Myself included and Ann included, because I did include her because I'm still, kind of new at this and I just kind of want her coaching me to make sure I'm doing everything correctly. And I have a couple friends in there that are in there for moral support, but I know they're not going to buy anything. They're just there for support. But only 2 of her friends are in there during this party. When I talked to Ann about it, I mean, we both were talking like, this is a waste of time. Like, there's no point in even doing the go lives or, raffling off free products to these people because I feel like she's not even trying.
So a couple things. Oh, go ahead, Amy.
Can I speak to that?
You go ahead.
Okay. So the one thing that what I heard, I think what I'm hearing is the feeling that it's a waste of time. And so one thing I would say that would be a mindset shift for this would be what are you considering it to be what would you consider to be successful? So and here's the thing, it only takes 1. So if there's 7 people in that party, and let's say that there's only 1 person that buys from that party, and maybe 1 person doesn't even buy, they just book a party, but then once they get their hands on some of the products, they go crazy, and then they book a party, and their party is an amazing party. I can't tell you how many times I've had that happen, where somebody books a party and the party stinks, and I think, oh my goodness. But guess what? The booking from that party was amazing. And so kind of think of it as, I try to look at it as, 1, my goal is not necessarily to have an amazing party, but to teach and to educate and to serve these people. And so if I can help them to learn a little bit more and help them to get a better understanding of why these products are amazing, why these products are needed, why they're important to us, then I feel like it's not a waste of my time. Because if it helps even one person to have a better health, you know, I mean, that's, to me, that's a successful party. But also keep in mind that sometimes those little bitty parties can turn into big, long, like I had one that when I got back from conference a few years back, I decided I was going to host this one party. I was like, I had decided I was going to have 6 parties. I would settle for 4, but I was going to have 6. So I was like reaching out to everybody. And one of the girls that I reached out to had moved to Alabama. And so she didn't even live here anymore, but she booked a party. Okay, you guys, we were struggling to get her to 350, struggling. And, but her mom booked a party, and it was a pity party. Okay. Her mom, I mean, like, you know, her mom did book the party. You know what I'm talking about? Her mom booked the party because it was like, okay, you know, and okay, her mom booked the party. Her mom had an amazing party, to which I had 2 or 3 consultants sign up, and the bookings, like, it was like they went on for about a year. But I'm telling you, that first party, we were struggling to get her to 350.
Right.
So, you know, try to keep that in the back of your mind and just know that, like, it's never a waste of time.
I think that's huge. I think that's a great thing. We've all had that. Like, Maria, I know it seems like, oh, it's your first party, whatever. We've all been there. We've all, as experienced consultants, have been there after years of doing this. It's not, and there's no magic bullet to make it like, oh, this is how you make a perfect party. It doesn't. I'm just finishing one right now with 6 hosts, and none of them, I think I had one reach 700. The others are all like, you know, 300, like not even, and that 700 one, she's the only one that reached a level where she could actually get something with the booking. She's like, yeah, I just really don't feel like asking anybody else to book. And I've asked people in her party, whatever. I mean, it happens. But I think Amy is absolutely right. You never know what that one party is going to do. But at the same time,
About too, because I have till, well, because I'm you know, fairly new, and I have till the 22nd to reach my $1,000 goal. So I think that's kind of why I'm a little concerned.
Yeah. So the next thing I was going to bring up even is, because when we talk about the hostess coaching being important, because I know since you're saved under Ann, you're under me. Did she send you the link tree with the hostess coaching videos and everything in there?
Yes.
Okay. So definitely. Well, first of all, do you have any other parties lined up?
I actually do. I had one today that reached out to me, but she's not doing her party until November.
Okay. So I would say your biggest thing is to reach out to one, maybe a couple. Like doing multi-host parties is amazing, because like right now I have 6, I'm just starting a party now that is 6 hosts. That's 6 parties, and I'm only working one time for it. So really multi-host parties are fantastic. But at least find one host that you can, and just, you know, be honest. Say, look at you, I'm just starting out. I need to reach my goal. I would love it if you could host a party for me, and even tell her it's so easy. I will coach you the whole way through. You might have to, I know when I have my 2 coaching videos, you probably will have to do a couple of videos because you don't necessarily want to send them me. But I'm telling you, if you follow that script of send each message the way that it's supposed to be sent and things like that, and getting them on, that really does help, because a lot of times our hosts, have no idea how to invite people. They're clueless. Like when you say there's 7 people in the party, she probably has no clue what to even, what to say to people. So that's why giving them the verbiage is good. B, how to create the Frankie list, which is why in the video, it's good to explain what that is and how to create it. C, she has no idea that don't use the invite button. That's like the kiss of death on Facebook, you know, to join through the link. So you want to make sure that you're educating her through that, because that's a big thing. So I would say use this party as, hopefully you'll get maybe 1 booking. If not, let it go, bless and release. And then start really looking for another host to get you in, because you could get a whole other party in and going. You could just like start boom, 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 getting your host coaches training, start that party even on Sunday. And that way you'll be good for getting it in on the 22nd.
Well, I did talk to Ann. As of right now, I still have my launch party open. It actually was supposed to close on Friday, but Ann said, you know, to kind of keep it open at least until I get to my $1,000 mark.
Oh yeah.
And close it, and then, you know, book a party off yourself, you know, or talk to your mom. Your mom might want to book a party off your launch party. So actually that's what I talked to my mom today, and that's what we're going to end up doing is she's going to book a party off of my launch party and do a Facebook party on hers.
That's perfect. That is absolutely perfect. So I would start doing hers right away so that you get in. I don't know where you're, I can take a look right now and see where you are, but I would just say, just pay attention to where you are in sales. You definitely keep that launch party. You don't ever have to close a party at a certain time frame. I mean, there's a certain time they want to, but keep that open until you get to the point where you're comfortable enough that you're like, okay, I'm good at my sales and things like that. Hold on, let me take a look.
Maria, whenever you were doing like the person that you're booking that you have the party for, did you give her some samples? Like, has she ever used the product before?
Oh yeah, she has.
Okay.
She, during my Facebook party during my party when Ann was my consultant, I did a Facebook party and an in-house party. She actually purchased from me.
Okay.
And she purchased from me in the past. So she knows, a little bit about Norwex. And I did kind of educate her on how to, go ahead and invite people, to her Facebook party. And, and by saying these are like, look, the more people you have, the bigger party you have, the more host rewards you can get and free products, because I know how much you love the Norwex. So, I mean, she was just, posting what she was originally doing was she was posting it on Facebook, saying, oh, whoever wants to, my friend's having a party, whoever wants to come, please click on the link, that kind of thing. And I'm like, no, you got to personally invite these people.
Right. So did you send her that verbiage that's in that training document?
Yes. And I sent her the 2 videos.
Oh, my videos?
No, the videos that Ann sent me.
Well, did Ann send you hers, or are you using the one in the link tree?
Her videos.
Okay, you definitely, and so, all right, so the thing is with that, sometimes it's really important, and I'm so glad because I coached Ann to make sure, I'm like, even though these are my videos, you have to make your own, because a lot of times the buy-in comes when they see you. And it's fine to use some people's videos and demos and stuff, but they really do buy in when they see you. So I would use those. And it's hard to create those when you're first starting out too. So just kind of for the future and thinking about that. And then the verbiage to, just tell obviously to copy and paste. But the other thing I did want to point out is even though you have till the 22nd to do the 1,000, you still have the 90 days to the 2,000, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're not at, because I'm just looking, you're not at the 90-day mark. I'm trying to look at your dates now. Yeah, you started September 22nd. So you're not at the 90-day mark where you have to like worry or anything yet. So even if you don't get the $1,000 by the 22nd, you still have 60 more days after that to do another to get the 2,000.
Yeah, I'd rather just get to 1,000 and
Everybody
She's
would.
her kit early.
I know.
She's
I'm just saying,
all set.
Get it, girl.
I'm just saying relax a little. Don't get yourself, because sometimes if we get so worked up about something else, it starts to cloud the rest of our judgment. We all want to get that 1,000. That was the best thing that Norwex ever introduced on July 26th. But yeah, so don't worry. But definitely take that advice about, like your next person that you have coaching, see if you have time to do your own videos. And again, even offer, because I know we offer, I think Ann does what I do about if you get to 1,000, it's the free laundry detergent for a year kind of thing. Do whatever gift works for you, because you don't want to end up ever promising somebody something that's not going to work for you either.
Right. And I do plan on doing my own videos. It's just I gotta have time to do them.
Yeah.
Actually, we were all out for dinner tonight, and my mom came up with this fabulous idea about daddies doing Norwex. So I'm actually gonna do a video of my dad cleaning a window.
Perfect.
Love it.
Yes.
Love that, Maria.
All right. All right. And then if you have any other questions, definitely reach out. Don't hesitate to do that too.
Okay.
All right. Does anybody else have any questions? All right. We won't pressure you to do a tell me something good, but we don't want to leave tonight without, if there is something somebody wants to share about something good, a success, anything. It doesn't have to be huge. It could be anything that you deem a success. Unmute and tell us.
Oh, actually, I do have one question. It's actually not related to the question you asked.
Mhm.
If we wanted to purchase something, because when I signed up, that was the night that they did that shopping spree for the $25. How do you go about, like, if you wanted to use that?
I'll tell you. So that's when you go to your dashboard. When you first log in, you're going to see at the very, very top of your dashboard, it's going to tell you have shopping spree money. And it'll say, up at the very top, it says team relationship manager, shopping spree, follow-ups, welcome new consultants. It's that second tab up there. It tells you how much you have. I can share my screen. Do you want to see? Hold on.
And you just click on that to use it?
Well, yeah, so this will, or to use it, yeah. So can you see my screen?
Yeah, it's loading.
All right.
There it
Let me
is.
know when- is it there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So here's like my shopping spree money. Actually, we'll show you this. So when you click on it, actually, it will actually show up. And this is when you start getting up, it'll show you exactly what you had. Well, mine usually did. It showed me like where my stuff was. But when you click on it, it brings you right to this page where you can start ordering. So like you'll type in, EnviroCloth, right? And start typing in, and then you just select it. Move this out of the way. Hit add. And it goes right into, and your totals, my computer's going slow. So it goes right in there. So then like, here's like your current balance, you're now remaining, and what's the remaining. And then you pay for shipping, which really I've only ever paid $5.95. Anybody ever pay more than that? I think shipping is flat $5.95.
Ours is a little more because of tax in Tennessee, but
Oh my gosh, I'm in New York. I didn't know anybody else had higher taxes than we did.
ours is $6.53. That's what I have to pay when I do a shopping spree order.
Gotcha. So so Marie, so all you do is you go in here, you add all of your stuff, you put your credit card information in there, or you can do the consultant card they have in file or off of your commission to pay for it. And then that's how you do it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Does that help?
Well, beans, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I'm obsessing over the Norwex bed sheets.
They're amazing.
Oh, I wish different colors though.
Yeah, it's
too.
funny because I keep wanting the different colors as well, but I just brought my second pair of sheets, so I'm like in the white. I actually bought it for our camper. So,
Oh, good.
yeah.
That is a big purchase for the camper.
Well,
I'm just-
I have really thick mattresses and I have like the regular sheets on there and this freaking, it comes off the corners, it's coming off. So I'm like, I know the Norwex ones are deeper. So I had enough shopping spree money and I'm like, I'm just getting the sheets. So I used our old sheets that were on our bed, moved those to the camper, put the fresh ones on the bed. So
There you go.
Now, are they going to come out with different colors for those or no?
I don't think
We
so.
don't know.
It's,
Oh, I wish
they've been out since, when did they come out, ladies? Last year?
Last
Last
January,
Jan-
right?
Yeah, it was last January. Was that leadership?
It
No,
might
it was a
have been an
conference.
active conference.
It was, yeah. So it was a year ago last July.
July.
And we've all been asking for the different colors and I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think they're the biggest selling point as they thought that they would be. I think they're a high price point for people. I had somebody order it just off of the host rewards now because in September they got a lot of host money, obviously. So she was able to order the sheets, which is great when they have these rewards where they gave the extra host dollars as opposed to product. It actually really did help people who wanted like the sheets and the mop because it gave them the money to do that. So I had somebody take advantage of that, but did you guys sell? I mean, I've probably sold maybe 3 sets of sheets since they came out.
I don't think I've sold any.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing about the sheets. When they first came out, I refused to pay for them. So like I was like, I couldn't sell it because I couldn't do it myself.
Right. Yeah.
But then when I got them and like, okay, so then I got them and I didn't wash them first. I just used them, and like my feet are really dry and they kept catching on it. And I was like, eh. And so then like somebody asked me about it. I'm like, yeah, so I don't know if you really want to spend that much money on them. Like they're kind of, and then I washed them. Now I love them. But like I learned like, okay, you've got to wash them first.
Yes. I always
So
wash
wash
them
When
first.
you get them, then put them on your bed. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wash them first. Definitely wash them first.
Yeah.
And I think they're too slippery before they've been washed too. Like
Mhm.
do you ever, none of you probably remember this movie with Bruce Willis, Blind Date? No. All right. There was a scene in it where she's like completely drunk and they're on these satin sheets and she's like falling off the bed. And I'm like, It's like, what's happening with these? Yeah. Definitely wash. And if you do find that they're slippery at first, which they will be, they get better. They don't remain that slippery. So
Do you guys love them though?
love it.
I do.
Love them.
Oh, I'm so good.
I just have the pillowcases. I love the pillowcases. I don't have the sheets.
The short she shed does not have sheets.
And I just converted a lot of my shopping spree money to rewards because I was afraid I was going to lose my shopping spree money, and I had a whole lot in there.
Yeah.
And so now I'm like, okay, I probably should have gone back and gotten some sheets.
I didn't do that conversion. I didn't really understand it, and I didn't have time to figure it out.
Well, I did it.
Mm.
I do have an exciting thing to share with y'all, and my team members are not on here tonight, but I'm going to share with y'all because I'm really excited. So we have a booking and party culture that we are trying to build on my team.
Nice.
And so I've been doing a booking blitz with my team once a month, and we had a booking blitz last Thursday, and I had 2 team members that participated, and they got 5 bookings.
Nice.
Together, they did 5 bookings in that 2 hours. I'm so proud of them. So
That's
I just
awesome.
wanted to share
You do
that
it
with
once a
y'all.
month?
We started in September because we're not really a party team. My team is more of just collecting sales. We're getting there. But anyway, they do their parties, at the beginning, and then they just kind of, fizzle out. But yeah, so we did one last month, the very first one last month, and I had 1 person participate, and she booked 1 party. So that was good. And then this last one, we had 2 people participate, and they booked 5 parties. So we're moving up.
Nice. I have a suggestion for us. We can take it offline when we're done. The 4 of us will stay on. I have an idea as you're saying that.
Okay,
We can hash it out. So.
sounds good.
All right. Anybody else for sure? Go ahead, Jenna.
Emily, who is on here, but she has texted me and said that she's at a restaurant. And so I'm just going to brag on her for a minute because she said she wasn't going to be able to probably, share. And I talked to her about sharing. She has set a goal of having 6 parties a month. And she is already at like $2,700 this month.
Yeah.
And so I'm so proud of her. And she said one party, she said, I know this won't happen again, but one lady ordered 4 of the Safe Haven 5+ packages.
Ka-ching.
Yeah. She said, I know that won't happen again, but
She has sisters.
I think she decided she was getting them for her kids for Christmas probably. So whatever.
Kids.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm proud of her for setting that goal of having 6 parties.
Good job, Emily. Very good.
Go, Emily. That goes back to our first month when we talked about goal setting. And again, I think it's so important.
So
Put
important.
those out there.
Right.
Yep.
That was a great meeting.
That's great.
That's awesome.
Is Michelle
right.
frozen?
Oh, yes. You're all frozen to me. My internet connection is unstable. Can you hear me? Hold on. Am I back?
$22 hours.
Oh, there we are. I was going to
Hey!
get it on my phone. I was frozen. I heard someone say, "Is Michelle frozen?" I think so, because all I see is me and none of you.
Yeah. Yeah. We were like waving to you and making facial expressions at you and all that, and you weren't moving.
I was frozen. So, all right. So, are we good to sign off?
I think so. Thank you
right.
everybody for joining.
Yes.
Yes,
I just
thank you.
realized I just saw Patty on here. Patty, have you been on here the whole time and I'm just now seeing you? Because if you have, I'm so upset with myself. I did not see you on here.
She came on right when you started to present.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, Patty, hey girl.
I did not know what was going on. I just happened to see it on the Facebook page. I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta get this. So yeah,
I'm so
I've
glad you
just been
did.
listening.
I was just in La La Land and I didn't even pay attention to that it was you. So I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you. Just listening. I've got to I need a boost. September was a really cruddy month for a lot of reasons. And now, I'm like, I need a boost into October, and we're already almost halfway in.
That's
There's
okay.
still half the month to go.
Yep.
You do.
Yeah.
And I would just start working on getting some bookings.
Yeah.
And September is notoriously a really rough month for everybody. So don't, even you might have personal things going on, don't
Yeah.
keep yourself too much. September's rough. So
Good.
Everybody's starting back to school.
And I want to share something too. I've shared this with Amy, but I'm going to share it with everybody right here too. Because I was kind of down in the dumps in my little boat last month also, and I had to have a little encouragement from a friend of mine, and it really helped. So because of COVID-19, from March until August, we practically had the fish jumping in the boat with us without us having to do anything.
yep.
And now life is starting back again, and everything's picking back up. People are getting busy. They're going out of their house. They're not sitting in front of their computer 24/7. We're actually having to throw the bait out there or throw the net out there and do the fishing again like we did back in February and before.
Mhm.
And something that has really helped me, Patty, and I hope this encourages you, is I have looked back at my January and February sales from 2020, and I have said, okay, that was my baseline before COVID. That's my goal right now, is to just make my sales more than what they were in January and February. Because March through August wasn't normal. That wasn't our normal. And that has just really helped me to say, okay, Shelly, everything is okay. Everything is gonna go okay. And it's gonna continue. Now, were my sales in September more than January or February? Absolutely, they were. And so I'm very thankful for that. But I had skyrocket sales in some of those other months that I never thought could have ever, but it was because there were so many people that's just what they were doing.
Mhm.
And so I hope that's encouraging to you that the fish
Yeah.
is jumping in the boat with us.
That's a great analogy, actually.
Yeah.
And I was just driving my boat along, and they were just coming right along, without me having to whistle at them or throw worms or anything. And now we are having to throw the nets out a little bit
Right.
more, and and bring people in. So hope that helps.
We were
Yes,
here on
thank
the
you.
miracle on the sea. Yeah.
I just want to see you whistling at the fish personally, but whatever.
Isn't that like a Bert and Ernie episode? When Bruce, here, fishy, 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 fishy. Oh, ladies, January is going to be a blast.
Yeah.
All right. Is everybody else good?
Mhm.
All right.
Okay.
All right, everybody, thank you very much for joining. Ladies, if the four of us want to stay on to do a quick recap and share that one idea, everyone else, feel free, get off. We'll stop recording. Like, go enjoy your life. Don't, like.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, Patty.
Thank you for
Bye,
joining
girls.
us.